Universe, it's Caner Tip Tuesday, and today it's part 4 of the 6-part series on CaneFlow, and today an important topic: how to train with injuries, how to cane train with injuries and limitations. Before we do that, a warm welcome to all, especially if you're here for the first time. Don't forget to hit, if you like the content, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon so that you don't miss any future content. And avail yourself of the free resources that are the most important. One is the no-cost Cane Clarity Call. Text the letter CCC to the number on the screen. In less than 24 hours, we will be on a phone call with you, listening to you, what's important to you, what attracted you to the cane, how can you get cane trained, how can you really make this happen. Especially now's the time to get all your information down so that you have a functional plan where you're actually going to see a tangible result in 2024. And then you have free resources in the way of Facebook groups that are available to the public. Read the description below, request entry, they'll let you in. It's a fact that there's so many that are coming to us every day. They have a concern for self-protection. They want to improve their health. They see what's going on with CaneFlow and ACSD and caners moving. Maybe you're a part, maybe you are already in one of those Facebook groups. You're looking at this and you're saying, hey, I can never move that way. I have XYZ limitations. So let me share how we go about that, because at any given time and in every single group, you're going to have caners who have injuries, who have physical limitations. Let me be real specific. Everything from arthritic conditions to they live in pain. Maybe they've had a stroke. They can only use one side of their body. They might need 2 canes to ambulate. They might have a progressive degenerative disorder where they're sitting down in a chair. All these we're familiar with in ACSD, right? And so these fall under the category of quote unquote limitations, injuries. In other words, the training needs to be modified, but it needs to be modified in such a way that you're still respecting the ACSD tactical principles. And that's what we do with not just with CaneFlow, but with every ACSD curriculum. And by the way, those of you that follow Sobre Vivencia, it is totally about that. I would say that's one of the things that attracts most, the caners in the age group of 50 or over, is the gentle movements and the natural movements and the way it works with the body, with the cane, without the cane. But the first thing you need to have is somebody that knows what they're doing and can guide you through that. In other words, you're going to need a curriculum where the principles can be modified based on where you're at. That's why we say, come as you are. We'll meet you where we are. And then it's up to the trained coaches to circumvent the training, basically work around it so that it's still effective. And I got to tell you, and sometimes I'll hear caners say, well, I'm not training today because XYZ, I'm in pain today, or I get that. And there's got to be ways that there's always something that you can do. And I've had caners show up to our classes and just watch, right? And that's a form of training. Now, where are you right now? What can you do? What can you do? Well, this I can't do. This past week in Masters, we put in the time, and not just in Masters and in the empty hand level 2, modifying some of the forms to fit the fact that there's ACSD form number 2 is designed to, one of the components that it teaches is how to deal when you are on the floor, you're on the ground, you might be seated, maybe you fell, and your opponent is standing, right? So it shows you how to do so. At one point in the exercise, you come down to, and then you have to get back up. Now, what if you have injuries to your knee, your ankle, your stability, your weight is just, and you can't do this. So how do you do that? Well, we have a way of doing that standing. And a good portion of the questioning and discussion was, what do you do? What are you doing when you're up there? How are you using those principles of high and low? How are we still targeting the lower body? How do you do? So you need insights into there. But what is unacceptable is saying, can't do it. We're not going to nurture that. And we don't recommend that you do either. There are ways to go around that, and we have to find a way to get that done intelligently. More is not better. Better is better. There's a smart way, but nothing that you do with your cane training. Certainly, you don't have it in ACSD and Sobrevivencia or in CaneFlow, and that is that nothing should make any injury worse. Right? If you're doing it and you're following the blueprint and you're listening and you're coachable, then it's going to get better because you're going to find a way to go around it. And you can make it a goal to say, today I can't come down on that knee to come back up, but you know what? It's going to be my goal. And then there's things that you do that are accessory, that complement the training so that you can strengthen, develop the proper flexibility, but there's a smart way to do it. It's step by step. You don't just rush into it. But sharp pain, there's no place for that in ACSD, and it should never do anything that you're doing with the cane. Should not make anything worse. It should only make it better. And that's the bottom line. It is built into that. A lot of times people see, there's flowing and there's stands, there's a lot of footwork. I can't do any of that. Well, there's a couple of things. Who you are today is not who you're going to be tomorrow, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, and when you continue your training, especially with professional supervision and guidance. That's number one. But number two, you're missing the point, and the point is that you can take these principles and apply them and circumvent, and it's actually necessary, again, because criminals don't care. Okay, so that's the most important thing that we wanted to get out to you today is don't despair, and you're not going to be the first or the last that is coming in pain. As a matter of fact, that's part of what we address. This kind of training, ACSD training is brain training. Right? And it's not just because what you do to one side of the body, you do to the other. There are other ways. There's a breathing method in there that we teach that is designed to help you to deal with all these challenges. But don't shy away from it. Get on a phone call, find out, inquire. Not all training that is out there is the same. We do specialize in that. Okay, so come as you are. We'd love to meet you right there. And speaking of Sobrevivencia, we're getting asked two things. Make sure that you're in the group is a free of charge group on Facebook. It's called Sobrevivencia, the Art of Survival. And then as I'm looking up on the board, the immersion for February is 50% to capacity. So we always limit capacity, the participation, no more than 6 caners to 1 floor instructor, and so that it's for your best experience. But if you have any questions on that, just give us a call. We're at 800-289-8188. Schedule a call if you'd like by texting the letter CCC to the number on the screen, and you will have an actual plan. You will walk out of there a smarter caner, guaranteed. Thanks for watching. Keep caning. Stay safe.